That's so funny.
Well, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Outpost Review. We thought we would do this one a little bit different. Got Patrick come up here to help me, Jennifer, and Landon. I think he's going to move some of the branches down there in the driveway because he's itching to get to work, aren't you? He's like, oh my goodness, what did I come up here for? Anyway, what is the worst thing, or what's the most exciting thing about coming up here if you haven't been here like in a week and Smokey is just excited to see company? What's the most exciting thing?
Him running at you full speed, charging you. He almost knocked me down like twice because he's so heavy now and he's strong. And he was playing in the creek this morning and he got me super wet, and then I stepped back and I stepped in his dog crap.
Jennifer's first thing Jennifer said when she came up here, she said, Smokey, can't you go in the woods like other animals? I don't know what it is about him, but I think probably when he was a puppy, you know, it was in the winter time and I was bring him up here and I would work, you know, and he would come outside and he wouldn't venture off too far, so he got used to using the bathroom in the gravel.
It looks like landmines.
Yeah, so I think that's...
sometimes a geyser, if it's smoking a little bit, got some steam off of it, it's fresh.
Anyway, we don't want to make this a really crappy subject.
No pun intended.
Especially against Patrick. Did you clean your shoes off?
Yeah, I whacked him on a log.
Okay, not the ones we're working on, did you? Okay. Anyway, what we did is we cut down a cedar tree because I actually started my bed that I bought, and I got the 2 head posts and the 2 foot posts done. And so what I'm going to do is cut up some cedar planks to make the box material. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mortise all the way through those bed posts and then put a couple of wooden pins in there. That way it ought to hold it really tight. That way they won't rack. And then when I get my other round material, I'm just going to peel some of the bark off some of the limbs and run that between the bed posts too. It ought to really turn out really nice. So that'll be my first piece of furniture I've actually made.
I want to know what the deal is. People don't like your stain on the inside that I worked so hard on. I picked that out.
So, some people said it was too dark.
What?
But I don't think that they realize that when we get all the sheetrock up,
yeah,
they may have thought that I was going to put wood on the ceiling, which I originally was going to, but you guys, check this out. The price of wood today, I mean, what's the reason for that, right?
Hey, it's went down a little bit.
Go figure, though. I call it consumer rate because there's been a whole lot of money exchanging hands somewhere, and
thank you.
You know, they come up with all different kind of reasons why, but really I don't understand that because they had stockpiles of it, and if they want to try to blame it on healthcare, when the people first weren't buying anything, where did the stockpile go? You know, then when it gradually started moving again, what was the reason for it to skyrocket? I don't know. But anyway, my point is that, you know, being able to cut raw material from here and use it and, you know, build what I have built up here. There's nothing owed on it. Yes, it's sawmill material, but I think that cabin is going to be there a long time, and I think that bed frame, when I get it done, will be your grandkids could use it.
They probably could.
Yeah.
I'm just still over here thinking that everybody just needs to wait and see my vision on the stain and the paint.
The reason I put the plywood on the bottom is I didn't want to be able to bump the wall and bump holes in, you know, sheetrock like if you've ever done that before. So down around where the furniture is, it was really nice to have something more solid there, but I didn't want to look at wood all the time. And so what I did was I put sheetrock on the top, and then I decided to go ahead and put sheetrock on the ceiling because of the prices of lumber now. And what I've got in mind is we're going to paint that the same color as the walls, and then that slab wood I will use strips, and wherever the sheetrock met the joint, I'm going to run that slab wood over the joint, so I won't have to, that smoky drinking over there in your ear. I won't have to tape and mud the seams. All I'll have to do is the screw holes in the middle of that, which will cut down a whole lot of work. And it will also brighten up the whole area, and I think the contrast is going to be good because it'll actually look like beams going across and down, which will give it a nice aesthetic look, I think. And so there will still be a lot of wood in there, but it will be brighter on the inside because of all the sheetrock.
Okay, I got a joke. But I don't get it, so it's kind of like the Napoleon on the live. And I still don't get that because Bonaparte, I was thinking like the bones on the chicken leg and chicken wing, the Bonaparte.
No, if you remember in history, he tried to conquer every land.
Right, but then somebody made a joke about the chicken leg or something about Bonaparte, and that's why I thought it was that. Okay, my friend went on a first date with a guy from one of those online dating sites. Things just didn't seem to add up, so she asked him, "I thought you said you were a pharmacist." He said, "I am. I help," I get it now, "I help with the cows." He's not a pharmacist. He's like a farm hand.
Assistant.
Yeah. That had me stumped for a second. I read that 3 times and couldn't figure it out.
It's always good for Jennifer to tell one of her own jokes and laugh at it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That was from Debbie in Florida. She loves me. And
Debbie
always
sends us a lot of jokes, so that's really cool.
I could never figure out about those boomerangs, but it finally came back to me.
Yeah. So I was telling Patrick that he has a lot of fans out there, and they miss him when he's not here. Of course, he's been busy this summer. He wrote me the other day and said that out of some of the things that he's learned up here, he actually built his neighbor a porch, right?
Yep.
Oh, listen at you.
Yeah. Then he's going to go back and you're going to put a roof on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roof on it.
Yeah. So, you know, thanks to you guys for supporting him up here on the channel and him coming up here and helping. You know, just go back and look at the videos. What would have not been accomplished if he hadn't been here? I mean,
a lot.
The siding on the cabin, the ceiling in there, a lot of the chicken house. You know, I mean, a lot of the things that we've done around here wouldn't have been done without him. And then Steven, Jennifer's husband, coming up here and helping out too. And then my brother-in-law from time to time coming up here and helping out.
And his daughter over here.
Yeah, my daughter coming up every once in a while and helping me. So Smokey's being a pest right here. He's all wet, and that's why we keep pushing him because
he's gross. Yeah. How many people want to see Patrick #2 more often?
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments.
And Patrick #1, my son, said that he might start coming up here maybe once a month for a few days at a time. He has
jokes.
So leave some, he's got jokes, right?
Yeah.
So leave some comments there too if you would like to see him more often because of the airfare. One of the flight.
We found Allegiant that does cheap flights.
Twice a week they fly to Hobby Airport there in Houston, and he can get it for less than $100. So if you'd like to see him up here more often, leave a comment. Maybe that will motivate him to come up here some more and help out, right, Patrick?
Yeah.
And leave some comments for Patrick #2, so maybe it'll motivate him.
Yeah.
And he'll come back and hang like a hair on a biscuit. Just kidding. He never hangs out. He works.
Jennifer.
I just said he doesn't hang. He works. Anyway.
What was that lady, when she used to babysit you when you were a kid, she would tell you about Nishiro Pom Pom?
What about it?
That's what reminded me. Harry Berry Biscuit.
Oh, yeah.
So
and Nishiro Pom Pom.
What was the thing?
Something about somebody falling in a well.
Yeah. And it was Tiki Tiki Timbo,
No Show Rimbo, Harry Berry Biscuit, Ippery Pindo, Nishiro Pom Pom. Yep.
Anyway.
Patrick's over here perplexed.
He's like, these two, I must have a top knot myself somewhere back here because Jennifer's sporting hers today.
I know, I couldn't. I was going to wear it down. I thought, no, I have to have my top knot. So anyway, good to see you. Nice to meet you. We're gonna get to work. We'll see you on the flip side. That other channel.
So, hey guys, we figured that we would answer some questions. One of the comments that was made recently was about Jennifer, about us mentioning that when Patrick got here, my son Patrick, that those two were going to raise Cain with me. Well, at the time we didn't really realize it, but Jennifer's vacation had been planned the same time that Patrick was here. Actually, Jennifer told Patrick to change his flight.
I did,
Patrick
and he
told Jennifer
me no.
to change her vacation.
Yes, he told me to change my vacation, and I could not do it. I was going with like 8 other family members.
So she was only here like for a couple of days, and we tried to spend some time together before she had to run off, you know, on her vacation.
I was here 3 days until like while he was in town. Only 3.
She told him that it would be okay, that if he would just promise to come back real soon, that you know, because she hated to run off and leave him and all that kind of stuff.
One of the last days I was supposed to be here and spend time with him, I was actually under my grandmother's house that I think was built in maybe the 1930s with my uncle. She had, what is that pipe called, Dad? It's not metal. What is it? It's like bronze colored. What's that pipe called?
Copper.
Yes, copper piping for her water. And it had gotten a hole in it. My uncle had fixed one of them. Well, lo and behold, we opened up the doors and there was another huge hole. So anyway, we had to go down in the bottom. My uncle did all the crawling, but it was disgusting, and I held the lights, and I could not leave him because I wanted to get my grandmother's water fixed, and that actually took out the last day that I would have been here with my brother, but he understood, and he promised that he would come back soon.
Somebody also said that I don't understand why you're going to use the rock on the area of the house that will be covered by the porch. It seems to me that it would be so dark under the porch that the rock won't be visible, especially if you enclose the porch sides with lattice or other types of siding. You might save some money there. Part of the reasoning for me covering the house, the way I did it, instead of doing the lattice that I was going to do, not the lattice, but the lap siding that I was going to do previously between the posts, I thought by doing the board and batten and covering that and then rocking the bottom, that the timber frame foundation would be totally covered and it will last and last and last. So when I rock the bottom, everything will be covered from the foundation or the concrete footers all the way up to where the floor is, using the board and batten as the siding and the metal roof. Everything in there will be covered. And that is the reason that I'm going to go ahead and do the front, so that all of that is done. That was the reason for putting the knee wall, so that I could attach the wall ties, so that when I lay the rock there, and the rock will look good. When you come up the driveway, the porch is going to be so high. It's probably going to be this high. So you will be able to see underneath it because you're coming up at a really steep angle. And I don't want to put any lattice or anything like that around the porch because I don't really like that look.
Knee walls attached to the wall tie. The wall tie is attached to the
knee wall.
No, what's the wall? Sorry, I squirreled.
Anyway, so that's the reason that I'm putting rock. I found a place that I can actually get rock. It's in a really much larger cage than I was talking about originally, and it's only $160. And I think 2 cages of that will totally cover the bottom. It's kind of a gray mountain stone, and I think it's really going to look good. So that is the plan anyway, to be able to do that. You know, I don't know if you can hear that roar in the background because we've been sitting here waiting a little bit, but there's so many tourists that come into this area, about 11 million, I think is the last count, per year come into this area, and there's all different kinds of things, to do. One of the things is to rent these, they're not razors, they're just like
No, they are razors.
side by sides, or where they will fit 4 people.
Can-Ams, there's some razors, there's some Jeeps, like
they just go riding. Well, then the people who put these businesses together, they look and they map out an area where you can kind of ride the back roads and stuff. Well, this happens to be one of the back roads, and constantly these people are coming down through here with that background noise. And so we've been sitting here waiting for them to go by so that we could read you some more questions.
Sometimes I wish they'd just pick me up and I could get a little bit of that fresh air.
It says, Richard, I figured you would go to the
2021
creek
AC.
and get your rock for the cabin.
They're teeny weeny, like this big. They're little.
Well, I've mentioned this before. We don't have any rock here. There are areas in this county where people have rock laying all over their property, but this property right here doesn't have a single rock on it. Any rock that you have seen, whether it was a campfire, the ring that I built or whatever, I had to bring in from somewhere else. There are no rocks
There's
here.
little pebbles and shells.
And there's no rocks in the creek. Okay? It's just shale where the water has run down through there, which, kind of rigidy. There may be some rocks about this big, but, I would love to go to the creek and get the rock, but I don't have any.
It's the kind you skip with. People were asking about canning. Yes, I will try to do that. It's just, school ended June 4th. I did a week of summer school to help out, and now it's the middle of July, and we are about to go back to school starting August 2nd. So, I will try to get up here and show a little bit of canning. I actually canned this weekend 24 quarts of green beans, put up 60 ears of corn cut off the cob, 12 ears that I just left on the cob, and a bunch of tomatoes. And Dad wants me to quit talking because I forgot to take a breath. Go ahead.
No.
Hey, there's Danny Jackson. He just had a birthday the other day. Hey, happy birthday, Danny Jackson. I saw that.
Somebody commented, would love to see you paint the front door a bright red or dark green.
Hey, y'all, I've got bright red. He could.
I don't really...
It's called Showstopper.
I'm not really fond of the door. But I think that I'm going to leave it white. I may put some kind of clear something to kind of protect the door, but
I'll sneak and paint it.
I kind of want it to match the windows. They're white because it kind of makes the wood stand out. So that's probably what I'm going to do. No.
You cannot have the watermelon. He thinks it's a ball. And he wants it and he can't have it. I am going to create a shirt I think that we might start selling, and it's going to say, hey, what we doing? Leave me a comment and let me know how you might like that. I thought it'd be real cute.
Also, you can leave us some design ideas because my son and I were talking about making kind of like a fall lineup where we had maybe some new items we had people talk about, and I keep telling him that we need to design the outhouse and have the silhouette of the outhouse, have a silhouette of Smokey, maybe on a t-shirt, and like she said,
hey, what we doing?
Yeah, so give us some ideas if you've got any on maybe designing some new shirts and some apparel, for our store. And if you haven't checked out our store, right underneath the videos in the description section, there should be our store link. You can actually go there. It's Teespring and check it out.
I may even make it even better and put underneath it the little dash symbol and put the jester.
Or a silhouette of your face with your little bun on top.
Oh, yeah. Maybe just like this and then the top knot. That would be cute. Good idea. Padrico Gonzalez Cortez Felipe.
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get busy and see if we can't cut that cedar log up, because like I said, that's what I'm going to use to build that frame. So we'll meet you down there at the sawmill.
You can be the post holder.
Now I gotta do this one.
There you go. Don't too shaky.
Hey, gotta do this one.
Jennifer's got that one.
Look at that. Hey, Papa, I got your dogs, and I'm making them work. I'd never seen him until today. You all know I kind of, sort of hate to sweat just a tad, so I got my handy duty little fan here. It has, it's like you plug it in and recharge it or whatever, and it's amazing. And I'm out of breath. Woo! I'm working on the siding that's going to go on the bedpost and all that while they're working on the bedpost. What am I doing?
Well, good morning, everyone. I actually made myself a cup of black tea. That's the type that I like. You got to see us yesterday working on the new bed frame for the cabin. You know, I told you I was in the right place at the right time. I was actually able to pick up a really good friend of mine. Actually able to pick up a really nice china cabinet that I still have to go and pick up. I picked up the bed, of course. I've brought a whole load of black pipe back that they were going to get rid of because they were moving, and part of it is the French drain type, and then the other is just the regular black pipe. I got 2 antique mirrors. What else did I get? Of course, I got a bunch of books and CDs and DVDs and things of that nature, but and then that's where I found the rock. So hopefully in, I think, about 2 weeks, I've got to get the lights fixed on my big trailer so that I can go back and pick up 2 cages of that stone, and the bed, of course, the china cabinet, and the rest of that stuff. So it was a really good thing that I happened to be in the right place at the right time to be able to pick that stuff up, because it would cost a whole lot of money. So I'm thankful for good friends, good family, and good neighbors. I tell you what, you just can't beat that. And good tea. Cheers, guys. Now, this is the love seat that I was able to pick up. I've actually got the 4 cushions that are in the house there, and it's a little bit dirty because Smokey didn't know any better than to not jump up on it. So I'm going to have to clean this padding off right here. But yeah, you don't really find things made like this anymore. It does have 2 coats of paint on it, so probably more than likely what I will do with it is paint it black, and then I'm going to try to see if I can find some camo covering that's fairly thick, and then go ahead and have those cushions recovered, because I thought it would kind of look nice up here at the cabin, especially excuse me, since everything else looks woodsy. So yeah, I think this is a really nice piece. It's really solid, and I think it'll look really good once I get it painted and get those seat covers redone. So this was one of the items that I was actually able to pick up, which, like I said, I think is really nice, and it's going to look good when I get it done. Well, guys, thanks so much for stopping by and tuning in. If you're new to this channel, be sure and go check out Smoky Mountain Outpost. That's our main channel. That's where we do all the work up here at the Outpost. Also, go to our website. We do monthly giveaways on both channels. Be sure to check that out. You can find all the details there, and our new milestone giveaways, because we're actually not that far away from giving away 2 chainsaws plus our regular monthly giveaways for hitting a new milestone. So guys, my son, my daughter, and I, we really appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us here. Thank you again from the bottom of our heart for tuning in and supporting both of our channels. We hope that each and every one of you have a great day. Everyone take care. We look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.